Welcome to Gunkel Tarot. My name is Brian Griffin. Today I'm going to have a look at my non-tarot oracle cards. I have 24 decks and I'm going to ask for feedback on what kind of decks I might be missing. I tried to group these together in sort of categories. Category is covered with what I have. So for example, in the what I refer to as the traditional systems, we have Lenormand. Technically, this is called the Lunar Nomad Oracle by Shaheen Miro. The cards are names and illustrations of a Lenormand, but they are much larger cards and are more fully illustrated than a traditional Lenormand card is. So there we have the dog, and to give you some idea, we're talking about 4 by 6, which is really large. Even many oracle decks are 3 by 5 or 3.5 by 5. So, and it's a system I have yet to really study. So one deck is plenty, and in a similar vein, system called Kipper, I have the Rainbow Kipper, worked by Stephen Bright. Again, it's a system I haven't really had a chance to study, but this was on my wish list and someone got it for me. So I have that. So I would say the Lenormand Kipper sort of traditional systems are covered. Then we look at what I've called a whole new world. So I said sort of create their own universe. This is the Inner Mask Oracle. This is the GameCaptor version that was out before they decided to do a Kickstarter. So it's a fairly extensive system. There's a major suit and minor suits, but they are not tarot overlap at all. So it's a very comprehensive system. There's a couple of different versions, or there were before the Kickstarter, and I'm not sure whether the creator has consolidated. But that's sort of one universe. Another one is a system by the artist who created the St. Jake's Tarot. It's called Muscle and Magic Oracle. And due to the explicit nature, I'm not going to show cards. These are the guidebooks. Am I unable to do that? Okay, 3 decks of 42 and 1 deck of 10. Which this is the uncensored version, very much like the previously mentioned tarot deck. So there's that, and there is a whole world in it. You see each of the 3 larger decks have 2 societies or groups of people, and so that's very definitely its own universe. And then the third category of universe is the world of Patrick Valenza. So I have the Abandoned Oracle, and regular viewers, followers of my social media know that I don't keep anything in a tuck box. If I'm going to keep it, the tuck box gets replaced. They do tend to wear out. So we have the Abandoned Oracle. This is Mildred's Secret Pocket Oracle. And I also have the Garden of Lucid Daydreams, which isn't exactly in the world in the same way. This was a challenge Patrick made for himself to get up right after his midday nap and give himself a time limit to do some artwork. But of course it's Patrick's style, which of course is familiar to those, anyone who collects his work who's familiar with the Deviant Moon Tarot, etc. Next I have 2 decks that are based on, inspired by, drawn from personal knowledge of the artist, of various indigenous societies, cultures, and traditions. So this is the Sacred Path Oracle deck and the Medicine cards deck. So these are all animals, and these are various traditions, practices, accoutrements, paraphernalia relevant to indigenous North American societies. Then we have animals, and this covers it. This was done as, I believe, a Kickstarter, and then it was available for sale. So it starts out with a 100-card deck. So it's a tarot deck with additional cards, additional oracle cards, and with the possibility of buying up to 4 1-dozen expansion packs, and I have them all. And so you'll see that while they are, in one sense, tarot, they are strictly the animal, and the guidebook does talk about them in a more traditional oracle sense. But, so it covers animals, it covers 148 cards, so I would say, while it's not perfect, it certainly has done a pretty good job of covering the animals category. Imperial Dragon Oracle from US Games. Now what this is really, in my mind, is a dragon-based majors only. The cards really do map rather nicely to the major arcana. But again, they're featuring dragons. They are titled in such a way as to make it an oracle. So I have that, which I stuck in with animals. Now, next category is deities, and this, I guess, arguably might be where I could add a few. I have the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Apologies for the camera. It's this Blue Angel through US Games. So, Lord Ganesha. And then I have Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians Oracle cards. This was a relatively recent deck from Hay House, basically a replacement for a previous deck edited by she who shan't be named because she has given up on us. There are different selection of deities, etc. But it is reasonably broad range of deities. Of course, a truly comprehensive deity deck would be whatever, 5,000, 10,000, whatever cards. So I have published through print on-demand partner, the Game Crafter, Sister Flirts meditation decks, which are poker-sized cards, and the Choose Joy meditation tin, which is smaller cards to give meditation prompts. Then I have, this is called the Art of Awareness Oracle cards. They have sort of suits, but they are sort of traditional oracle cards with a spiritual bend to them. And then I have the Aquaria Magician's deck, which has an extensive guidebook available on a website, and it's sort of its own system. Apologies for the camera, which is not as neatly done like X number of suits with X cards each. You'll see the color coding. There's one really large group, one medium group, and then a couple of smaller groups. And again, a system I certainly haven't mastered. I would say I've barely even studied yet. So those various sort of spiritual, mystical, then individual things. So the masculine archetype deck. So there's that, which the name is pretty self-explanatory. It was a Kickstarter, I believe. I have Deborah Kopp Chapin collection. So the newer deck, the larger Portals of Presence, and in this box, which I have yet to stain, I have Soul Cards 1 and 2. So that's I think pretty much comprehensive covered faces, and they're not necessarily affirmation decks, but a general sort of oracle deck. We have Marcel's Oracle, again, print on demand through the Game Crafter. This is one I like. It's a mixed bag of titles and cards. I love the artwork. And side note, it went very well with the Medieval Scapini when I paired those up for a Gunkel Post mailing a couple of years ago. And I have the Crown Oracle put out by the same person who did the ETA, Emerging Toronto Artists Tarot. As many of the, both are collaborative decks and has many of the similar artists. So again, this is called the Crown. So each artist took whatever their theme keyword was and added in the concept of crown and decided how it would play out for themselves. This is now out of print, as is the ETA Tarot. Truly is really committed to doing a new tarot deck with a new batch of artists in the future, timing TBA. This is the official Romanowski and Phillips Lyrical Oracle deck, which I published through the Game Crafter. Ron and Paul are both friends of mine, and I am the only person authorized to offer merchandise, so I run their t-shirt shop, and then I did a book of their lyrics, and I've done this deck. So that's 46 oracle cards with a keyword or phrase, the lyrics that inspired it, and the song credit that the lyrics are from. And while this obviously is designed for gay men, I think a lot of the cards are pretty universal. Lost emotions, the sun still shines, love makes a family, climb higher, 1,000 simple acts, active support, true identity. So again, I consider it a very general oracle deck in the sense of the cards contents. And the last of my decks was really bought to support the independent creator. It is a deck that is going out of print. It is called Ask Your Gay BFF, and you'll see the cards are either red for no, green for yes, and somewhere in here are some maybes. Here we go, purple. So it's a cute little deck, sort of fun. I'm not sure if there are any left available to sell. They aren't being reprinted. They've moved on to another project. My question to you is, are there categories of oracle cards that I am totally missing that you think I might be interested in? And if you let me know that, also some possible decks that fit that category that people find particularly interesting. If there are fill-ins to categories that I mentioned that you think are important, thinking of the divinities, because obviously the one is not comprehensive, so there may be something missing there. I think I'm covered on the animals. I'm covered on the indigenous traditions. I have 3 whole new worlds to explore, so I don't really need to add anything there. Not versed on Lenormand or Kipper yet, so adding new ones there, it doesn't make any sense. So if I'm missing something that you think would be of interest to me, would be good to my practice, especially if you have a particular deck to mention, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Thank you.